Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Swing Wing Sing is back again with another video. Today we are going to talk about this. Oh no, that's injurious to health. We're going to talk about this. Oh, I'm already having it. Okay, even though it's injurious to health. So today we have a lovely new box, and that is the Eduard 148 scale Spitfire HF Mark 8 Trophy Pack Edition. My first Eduard kit build. And let me get the lights right for this video. 1 second. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So the Eduard brand is known for highly detailed kits, and this is one of their very detailed Spitfire kits. And I love a Spitfire. You give me a Spitfire any day and I would build it. This is one of my favorite World War II fighter aircraft. Beautiful British design, that elliptical wing, that sexiest part of a Spitfire. So you must have seen one of my shorts that I put up earlier in the month, and if you've not seen that, I'll leave a link to that short. So that was a Spitfire Mk.VIII that I built, but I realized the Indian Air Force did not fly the Mk.VIIIs, they flew the Mk.VIIIs anyway, so that ended up being an out-of-box build. But this one is going to be, again, probably an out-of-box build, because this comes in various schemes, and one of those schemes that I'm going to talk about or show you shortly is the Indian Air Force scheme. And it's been quite a while since I built an Indian Air Force model on my channel, so this time I'm going to build one. Okay, so let's have a look at the box. Beautiful dogfight scenario here with the Spitfire firing its cannons out here at a Messerschmitt 110, I guess. Probably it's a 110, I don't know. Well, those who are more into World War II aircraft can tell me what that is. But looking at the camo and the two engines there, one of them of course is on fire because the Spitfire has fired its cannons. You can see those cannon shells coming out here. So it's fired its cannons and damaged the right engine of this. Probably it's a Messerschmitt 110, but anyway, so that's a beautiful dogfight picture there. I don't know how accurate this is, but you know, Eduard is known for its accuracy of kits, not only on the plastic parts, but also they've got well-researched material in their models. So hoping that this is a real picture of a real dogfight that would have happened in the Second World War. So this is the front of the box art. If I go to the first longer edge, you can see it says Eduard Spitfire HF Mark 8, and the HF stands for the high flight, and there is another version which is the LF, which has the clipped wings, which is called the low flight version. So this is a Mark 8 high flight version, Trophy Pack 148 scale, and here gives you 5 Spitfire schemes. One of them is in the traditional RAF scheme, the other one is in the all gray RAF scheme, and the remaining 3 are in the desert camo scheme, one of them being the American 308 Fighter Squadron, whereas this one is the Indian one. I'm leaning more towards this, and then we've got 92 Squadron Italy. Those are the 5 schemes that it has, and then we've got the kit number here, which is 8287. I won't be able to show you the shorter edge, but the other longer edge, of course, it has the same Eduard branding. It's got the same box art picture here, kit number here, a scan code here for the kit info page. Probably gives you information about the kit, the address of where Eduard is assembling its kits in the Czech Republic, site name www.eduard.com, something in Polish, something in Czech, or 4 languages basically. It says scale plastic kit, plastic parts, photo etched accessories, painting mask, and then it's got these symbols. So moving on to the shorter edge. Well, how do I show you? It's basically the same box art picture with the 5 schemes on the one side and the box art picture on the other. So let's open the box and see the contents. 3, 2, 1, here we go. All right, so here we are. So the first thing we see is the instruction sheet, beautifully printed in color. Nice paper there. So we'll keep that to the side. We'll have a look at that shortly. And then we've got one plastic bag with, I believe there are 2 sprues with the wing halves, or probably the lower and upper wing halves. We got the fuselage halves, and we also have the clear parts in there. So that's the first sprue bag. And we've got a second sprue bag, and this I think has the propeller. It's got some control surfaces. It's also got the engine parts, the propeller spinner, the tires, the wheel assemblies, and many other bits and bobs here. So, and then we've got the decal sheet. We'll see what this is. So let's put them to the side. Let's get the instruction sheet first. There we are. So colored instruction sheet with the Spitfire HF Mk.VIII here. Some intro about the Spitfire. We don't need to talk about that because we all know the Spitfire is an iconic British aircraft of the Second World War. I am not a Second World War aircraft fan, but this aircraft, this Spitfire, it really gets me going. Hurricanes take second preference, but also an important aircraft. But yeah, Spitfire is one of my favorites. So we open the instruction sheet there. So starts with a very nice, nicely laid out sprue map. So you've got all the plastic sprues, you've got the clear sprue here, and you've got a set of masks, I think, for the cockpit and the lights, etc. And you've also got the photo etch parts detail here. You then got the color callouts, but of course I will not use these colors. These I think are so aqueous and Mr. Color. So those are the callouts for the colors. Then we start with the assembly of the cockpit, the assembly of the pilot seat, the control column, moves on to the assembly of the instrument panel, then connecting the 2 fuselage halves together, assembling the gear base and the lower half of the wing. Very, very detailed, as you can see. Then connect the lower and upper halves together, and then you got the engine assembly, the rest of the airframe assembly, and it proceeds with the air filters, and then you've got the wheels and gear assembly, and then of course the final assembly steps here with the canopy, the windshield, and the propeller. And finally then you have the mask information, so where each mask is going to go. That's a very nice diagram that they have out there for the masks. And then you have the color call out. So the first one is JF 364 number 32 Squadron, Foggia, Italy, early 1944. You can see this is the complete gray scheme with the blue underside. Then you got JF 476 number 92 Squadron, Triolo, Sicily, November 1943. This is the kind of the desert camo scheme with the blue underside. The third one is the standard RAF scheme, which is the blue-gray with green on top. This is JF 519 number 1 Squadron, South African Air Force. Okay. Trigno, Italy, February 1944. The fourth one is JF 630, flown by Flying Officer L. Cronin, number 81 Squadron, Palel, India, March 1944. Again, this is in the desert camo scheme with the blue underside. And the fifth one is the 308 Fighter Squadron, 31st Fighter Group, Castel Volturno, Italy, 1944, again in the desert scheme. So 3 of those are the desert schemes, and I will probably be building this one, but we'll see. And then you've got the stenciling and decal information here, and then you've got Spitfire Mk.VIII 148 goodies. So I think these are the photo etch goodies that come along with this kit. Is that so, or do they say that you can buy these separately? Yeah, looks like that's just an advertisement. Resin and photo etched accessories. So I think they're saying that you can buy these accessories separately to enhance the overall look of all these parts. So that's the instruction sheet. Let's get on to the sprues then. Okay, so here's the first sprue bag, and let's see. There you go. Nice plastic sprue. All right. Just keep that aside. So 2 sprues in this bag, and we've got a clear sprue bag. So I'll open this as well. This is in a Ziploc bag, and you can see that the one part of the canopy is dangling around in there, so I'll leave it in there, not really bother about that. So that's the clear part, and let's have a quick look. So first, let's see the clear parts. So here we are. This is the single piece canopy, and then this is the rear section, the front windshield, and the dangling part that you saw is the main canopy glass. So you can either show it closed or open. So that's the reason why they've given you 2 separate types of canopies there. Right, so this is the lower and upper wing halves. You can see some excellent detail there. Let me bring a close up. There you go. Look at that. Beautiful panel line, even the rivet detail. Look at that. Wow. Eduard at its best. And as I mentioned in the beginning, you know, Eduard is famous for extremely detailed kits, and this is testament to that statement. Similar look on the upper surfaces of the wing. Beautiful. Even the panels have those rivets. Look at that. Those round panels have some rivets. Very, very exquisitely detailed kit. So that's the first sprue. Here's the second sprue with the fuselage halves and a similar kind of detail of rivets on the panels. Beautifully done. The 2 fuselage halves. Let me zoom out. As you can see, very nice. And this is the wingtip that you can have on the Spitfire. And I don't think the Indian Spitfire Mk.VIIIs had that kind of a wing tip. This will need some research. Interesting. Here we are with the second sprue bag. Lots of details. Okay. Thankfully no dangling parts there, so we're good there. Again, 2 more sprues here. Let's have a look at this sprue first. Oh, so I just mentioned dangling parts, and there you go. So you already have the spinner that has come out. Let me put this to the side. Okay, so we've got the propeller there. Again, I'll bring a close up. The propeller, you've got the wheels and exquisite details. Look at the engine exhausts, how beautifully detailed they are. This is really, really a very nice kit. Even look at that. Look at those parts. Looks like the radiator filter, and look at, actually gives like a mesh type of look. Absolutely splendid detail. And then you've got the wheel hubs or wheel rims. The propeller, of course, I've shown you. And so that's the third sprue, and the fourth one. There we go. So that's the one that has the wingtips required on the Indian versions. So you have those 2 versions, and I'll be using these wingtips, of course, for the Indian ones. Separate assemblies for the tailplane section, and there are two different types, definitely maybe two different versions of the Mark 8 that you can build, and you can position the control surfaces, so that's the reason why they've given all these parts separately. And then you've got the rudder and the aileron and the elevator assembly basically, and you also got the cockpit assembly out here. So extremely good detail. Look at those tiny little parts, and that's the cockpit interior. Again, very nice detail there. And here we have some weapons. We've got some bombs here, which I might load up, but we'll see about the weapons load. And then of course we've got the decal sheet here. Now this has the markings of the Royal Indian Air Force, or the Royal Air Force that existed at that time in India, what you call as Southeast Asian camo markings, or the SEAT markings. So it's got those markings here, but whether I'm going to stick to those or print my own, we'll see which version I am finally going to build. And there are photo etch parts for the Spitfire Mark 8, and they're pretty detailed, as you can see. I wouldn't be covering the detailed review in this video. I'll be doing that in the build video, so you can watch it there. And we've got a few other decal sheets, so nicely printed decals. Actually, let me just bring the decals out and see what they look like. Not very glossy. They will probably need one more coat of gloss on top of them, so I'll do that, and that's about it. Right, so I'm going to start off with building this kit, and the next video will be the full build video of the Spitfire Mark 8. I'm going to do some research first to see what particular scheme I'm going to build for the Indian Air Force version, whether I'm going to build a different scheme or stick to the one that's mentioned in the instructions. I'll decide once I finish my research. So I'll see you again in the build video. Thank you very much for watching. Do consider subscribing to the channel. Click the thumbs up if you like this video. Bye bye, take care.